Part 2. The apostles of Jesus Christ were ordinary men from diverse backgrounds, fishermen, farmers, and artisans, who left everything behind to follow their master. As witnesses of his resurrection, they were entrusted with spreading the gospel across the world. However, their mission was not without hardship. They faced intense persecution and ultimately martyrdom, sacrificing their lives out of love for Christ. None of them died of natural causes. Each death stands as a powerful testament to their unwavering faith and a sobering reminder of humanity's capacity for cruelty. If you think you know how the 12 apostles met their end, you may be surprised. Their lives and deaths are wrapped in mystery, controversy, and legend. In this video, I will delve into the biblical records, historical accounts, and church traditions surrounding their fate. So, be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and watch until the end as we delve into the part 2 of the life and death of these men of faith. Saint James, son of Alphaeus. James, son of Alphaeus, was one of the 12 apostles of Jesus Christ. The Bible does not provide many details about his early life, but he was likely born in Galilee, like most of the other apostles. His father was Alphaeus, but little is known about his mother. Some traditions suggest he may have been related to Matthew the tax collector, as Matthew's father was also named Alphaeus, Mark 2 verse 14, though there is no biblical confirmation that they were brothers. James is sometimes referred to as James the Less, Mark 15 verse 40, which could mean he was younger or shorter than James, the son of Zebedee, James the Greater. As one of the 12 apostles, James followed Jesus throughout his ministry, witnessing his teachings, miracles, crucifixion, and resurrection. However, unlike some of the other apostles, James is not frequently mentioned in the Gospels. Despite his low profile, he was faithful and committed to Christ. He was present at the Last Supper, Matthew 26 verse 20. He received the Holy Spirit at Pentecost, empowering him for ministry, Acts 2. He was among the early leaders of the church after Jesus' ascension. After Jesus' ascension, James, like the other apostles, took the gospel to different parts of the world. Church tradition holds that he preached in Judea and Israel. James likely began his ministry in Jerusalem and the surrounding regions, strengthening the early Christian community. Persia, modern Iran. Some traditions suggest he traveled to Persia, where he preached the gospel to non-Jewish populations. Egypt. Other sources claim he may have also traveled to Egypt to spread Christianity. James, son of Alphaeus, was martyred for his faith. There are different traditions regarding how he died. Stoned to death. One tradition says he was stoned by Jewish authorities in Jerusalem for preaching about Christ. Beaten to death. Another account claims he was beaten to death with a club or staff in Jerusalem or Persia. Crucified. Some sources say he was crucified in Egypt or Persia. Despite being one of the less prominent apostles in the Gospels, James, son of Alphaeus, played a vital role in spreading Christianity. He is venerated as a saint in the Catholic, Orthodox, and Anglican traditions. His feast day is celebrated on May 3rd in the West and October 9th in the Eastern Church. He is the patron saint of pharmacists and hat makers. James' quiet but steadfast faithfulness serves as a reminder that even those who work in the background of history can make a lasting impact for Christ. Saint Thaddeus, Jude, son of James. Thaddeus, also known as Judas, son of James, was one of the 12 apostles of Jesus Christ. He is sometimes called Lebbeus, Matthew 10 verse 3, and is distinguished from Judas Iscariot, the disciple who betrayed Jesus. Thaddeus was a devoted follower of Jesus, though he is not mentioned frequently in the Gospels. His most significant recorded statement in the Bible is found in John 14 verse 22, where he asks Jesus, "Lord, why do you intend to show yourself to us and not to the world?" This question demonstrated his deep desire for Jesus to reveal his message to all people. Jesus responded by emphasizing the importance of love and obedience in his relationship with his followers. Thaddeus was present at the Last Supper, Luke 22 verse 14. A witness to Jesus' resurrection and ascension, Acts 1 verse 13. Filled with the Holy Spirit at Pentecost, empowering him for his missionary work, Acts 2. After Jesus' ascension, Thaddeus traveled extensively to preach the gospel. Judea and Samaria. He likely began his ministry in Israel, spreading Christianity among the Jewish people. Mesopotamia, modern Iraq tradition holds that he preached in Babylon and other parts of Mesopotamia. Persia, modern Iran, he is believed to have traveled to Persia, converting many to Christianity. Armenia, some accounts say he was one of the first to introduce Christianity to Armenia, where he is venerated as one of the country's patron saints. Syria and Edessa, modern Turkey. According to legend, he preached in Edessa, where he healed King Abgai V, who then converted to Christianity. Thaddeus was martyred for his faith, though different traditions offer varying accounts of his death. Beaten to death with a club in Persia or Syria. Beheaded with an axe in Armenia or Persia. Some accounts say he was crucified. Thaddeus played a crucial role in the early spread of Christianity, and his influence remains significant. He is venerated as Saint Jude in the Catholic, Orthodox, and Anglican traditions. His feast day is celebrated on October 28th in the Western Church. He is the patron saint of desperate cases and lost causes, with millions praying to him for help in difficult situations. He is honored in Armenia as one of its first Christian missionaries. Thaddeus' life reminds Christians of the importance of spreading the gospel fearlessly, even in the face of persecution. Simon the Zealot. Simon the Zealot was one of the 12 apostles of Jesus Christ. The Bible does not provide details about his birth or early life, but he was likely born in Galilee, like most of the other apostles. His name, Simon the Zealot, distinguishes him from Simon Peter. The term zealot could indicate that he was once part of the Zealots, a Jewish revolutionary group that opposed Roman rule. However, it may also simply describe his zealous devotion to God. Simon the Zealot was a dedicated follower of Christ. Though he is not frequently mentioned in the Gospels, he played an essential role in Jesus' ministry and the early church. As an apostle, he traveled with Jesus, witnessing his miracles and teachings, was present at the Last Supper, Luke 22 verse 14, saw the resurrected Christ and was empowered by the Holy Spirit at Pentecost, Acts 2, helped spread Christianity in the years following Jesus' ascension. After Jesus' resurrection, Simon the Zealot dedicated his life to missionary work, traveling extensively to preach the gospel. Different traditions place him in Judea and Samaria. He likely began his ministry among the Jews in Israel, Egypt and North Africa. Some accounts say he traveled to Egypt to spread Christianity. Persia, modern Iran. He is believed to have preached alongside Jude Thaddeus in Persia. Armenia. Some traditions hold that he was among the first missionaries in Armenia. India or Britain. A few sources suggest he traveled as far as India or Britain, but this is less certain. Simon the Zealot was martyred for his faith, but there are different accounts of how he died. Crucifixion in Samaria. One tradition says he was crucified in Samaria. Sawed in half in Persia. Another account states that he was martyred in Persia, possibly sawed in half. Beheaded or burned alive. Some sources claim he was beheaded or burned alive in different locations. Legacy. Simon the Zealot remains a symbol of passionate devotion to Christ. His contributions to spreading the gospel are remembered in several ways. He is venerated as a saint in the Catholic, Orthodox, and Anglican traditions. His feast day is celebrated on October 28th, alongside Saint Jude Thaddeus. He is the patron saint of curriers, leather workers, and sawyers, woodcutters. Simon's life is a testament to radical transformation, showing how a former revolutionary became a humble servant of Christ, dedicated to spreading the gospel even in the face of persecution. Judas Iscariot. Judas Iscariot was one of the 12 apostles of Jesus Christ. His surname, Iscariot, likely means man of Kerioth, suggesting he came from Kerioth, a town in Judea, Joshua 15 verse 25. This would make him the only one of the 12 apostles who was not from Galilee. Judas Iscariot played a significant role in Jesus' ministry, but is best known for betraying Jesus. His role included being chosen as one of the 12 apostles, Matthew 10 verse 4. Serving as the treasurer of the apostles, responsible for managing their money, John 12 verse 6. Pretending to be devoted to Jesus, while secretly stealing from the group's funds, John 12 verse 6. Betraying Jesus to the chief priests for 30 pieces of silver, Matthew 26 verses 14 to 16. Leading the soldiers to arrest Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane by kissing him, Luke 22 verses 47 to 48. However, his heart was not truly devoted to Jesus, as seen in his greed and eventual betrayal. Judas' betrayal led to Jesus' arrest, trial, and crucifixion. However, after realizing the gravity of his actions, Judas was filled with remorse. He tried to return the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests, saying, "I have sinned by betraying innocent blood." Matthew 27 verses 3-4. When the priests refused to take the money back, he threw it into the temple and left. Overcome with guilt, he hanged himself. Matthew 27 verse 5. Another account in Acts 1 verse 18 suggests that Judas fell in a field and died when his body burst open. This may indicate that his body decomposed after hanging, or that he fell from a height. The field purchased with his betrayal money became known as the Field of Blood, Akeldama, Matthew 27 verses 7-8. Judas Iscariot is remembered as the apostle who betrayed Jesus, fulfilling Old Testament prophecy, Psalm 41 verse 9, Zechariah 11 verses 12-13. A warning against greed and hypocrisy, as he loved money more than God. The man replaced by Matthias as the 12th apostle, Acts 1 verses 20-26. Judas' life serves as a tragic lesson about the dangers of unrepented sin, greed, and betrayal, showing that even those close to Jesus can fall away if their hearts are not truly devoted to him. Saint Matthias. Matthias was the apostle chosen to replace Judas Iscariot after Judas' betrayal and death. The Bible does not provide details about his birth, but tradition suggests he was born in Judea and was a devout Jew who followed Jesus from the beginning of his ministry. Although not originally one of the 12, Matthias had been a faithful follower of Jesus throughout his ministry. When the apostles sought to replace Judas, they set specific criteria. The replacement must have been with Jesus from the time of his baptism by John until his ascension, Acts 1 verses 21-22. He must have witnessed the resurrection and be a testimony to it. Two candidates were nominated, Joseph, called Bar-Zebus, also known as Justus, and Matthias. The apostles prayed for God's guidance and cast lots, and Matthias was chosen as the 12th apostle, Acts 1 verses 23-26. After Pentecost, Matthias dedicated his life to spreading the gospel. Different traditions suggest he preached in Judea and Jerusalem. He likely began his ministry among the Jews. Cappadocia, modern Turkey. Some sources say he traveled there. Ethiopia or the Caspian Sea region. Some traditions claim he preached in these areas. Colchis, modern-day Georgia, near the Black Sea. Some believe he ministered here. Matthias, like the other apostles, faced persecution for preaching about Jesus. Various accounts suggest different causes of his martyrdom. Stoned to death in Jerusalem. Some traditions state that he was stoned by Jewish authorities and then beheaded. Crucified in Ethiopia or Colchis. Other traditions suggest he was crucified in a distant land. Matthias is remembered as the apostle chosen to complete the 12, ensuring the continuity of Jesus' mission. A faithful follower from the beginning, proving that even those outside the initial 12 could be called for great purposes. A symbol of divine selection, as his appointment was through prayer and casting lots. His feast day is celebrated on May 14th in the Roman Catholic Church and August 9th in the Eastern Orthodox Church. Matthias' life serves as an example of faithfulness, perseverance, and dedication to spreading the gospel, even in the face of persecution. Like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.